it should be. We have it's a nice town. We're about an hour and 15 minutes from Nashville, northeast of Nashville, Tennessee. And so I live in Macon County, at the county seat. So to get to a big city is not that far, but this is a very rural area. It's an area that is growing now because people cannot afford to live in Nashville. It's many people, it's just more expensive, and so people are moving out to the country. So the town is about 5,000 people, and the county is about 24,000. But it's going up. There's a lot of building happening. So anyway, Glenmary, well, first of all, the parish was started in 1982. It was the people from this county were going north to Scottsville, Kentucky, the Glenmary Parish. We're right on the 8 miles south of the Tennessee-Kentucky line. And so the people were going up there, and there was quite a few, and they asked the pastor at this time, Father Del Holmes, who was a Glenmary priest, if they could have mass in Macon County. So he said, okay, so he started having mass in people's homes. The diocese didn't know about it, and Glenmary didn't know about it, but it was a thriving community that was developing. And so when the bishop found out about it, he said, well, why don't you buy a church? So they bought this church. It was owned by another church. It was a building that was no windows in it. It was underground. It was not underground. It was built on the side of a hill. So it was that way. They did not have any windows or anything. It was dark inside pretty much, but that's the place that the parish started here. And it was very great. Finally, people had a place to go to worship. They were excited. They said when they were cleaning it out, they found snakes inside and everything in this building. So when Father Del was to move on, Glenmary did not have responsibility because they never really officially took this parish over. And so the diocese came for about 20 years. It was a mission out of Lebanon, Tennessee. So the priests would come from Lebanon. And so there wasn't much service. It was really mostly a Sunday Mass. And so the people in the parish actually did a lot of leadership ability. So when Father Dennis Holly, he was a pastor of Franklin, Kentucky and Scottsville, Kentucky. When Glenmary gave Franklin, Kentucky back, he had asked if he could come and be the first resident priest here in Macon County. So that was in 2003 that he came. So that was interesting, the first resident priest. He continued having Scottsville as a mission. And so he did some wonderful things. He really helped with a lot in the getting involved in the ministerial association. People didn't know what really to do with the Catholic minister, but I think it was because of his patience and his consistency, the Catholic Church was more and more accepted. I came in 2012, and so this is beginning my 9th year, 8 down. And so at that time I came with another associate, Glenmary priest, Father Crispin, and also Brother Larry came. So there's 3 of us came. Glenmary took on, also kept Scottsville, but took on also Salina, Tennessee. It's a very small parish, about 25 people. And so we have that to this day. It's about 38 miles to the east of here, And so I go over there every Tuesday. We go over there, as well as a Saturday also for Mass in the afternoon at 5 o'clock. So that's a little bit about how we got here. And I'd like you to, a parish is always people. And we have a parish that, to me, is very active. The people are involved in a lot of different aspects of parish life. You might have heard that Glenmary has 5 areas of mission life, and they have, one is nurturing, another is evangelization, ecumenism, also outreach and also the wider church, a broader church. And so we try to ask ourselves, how are we doing that? And how do we to live that? So that's our real, I guess, our challenge as a parish. This, for many years, was the #1 producer of tobacco in the country. Macon County tobacco is not as big as there's still a lot of tobacco here, but there's not as much. A lot of hemp now is being grown, but so a lot of its area has been traditionally has been um, tobacco and tobacco industry. There's not much manufacturing in this area or companies. Many people go out of the country, out of this county to work. You see many cars at 5 and 6 in the morning heading towards Nashville. So people go there to work. And then in the afternoon, you see them coming back. We just got a new company here. It's a French baby food company. I don't know how it's going to be opening up at a old water plant, a bottled water plant. So we'll see how that works. But anyway, it's a diversity in these parishes. Tennessee, this is a push, maybe an invitation to come and live here. It's a lot of people like to come to Tennessee. The reason is the climate is a little bit warmer, but the taxes are much less, and the property is much less, and housing is much less. So it is attractive to many people. So in the parishioners here, we have people from all over the country. We have from New York State to Wisconsin to Ohio. We have people that come, and they came in some interesting stories. Some people said we were driving by and we thought we liked the area and we checked out the land. And it was so cheap, so we had to buy it. Someone told me that 10 years ago they bought a piece of land. It was $500 an acre. And so they said they had to buy it. Excuse me. So anyway, we just built a new church last year. And a little bit we're going to go through the church. This is a dream that people had for 15 years or more. The church we had, it definitely was wonderful to have, but it had grown out. It was getting smaller and smaller for the number of people that we had coming. It had a lot of problems with just keeping the air going, and some mold had developed. It was really no windows, no light, and it was in the dark, but there was no one there. So we had all kinds of ways. People sold and sold and sold. As you know, yard sales and food sales and taco sales, talent shows and auctions, and everything was really what happened. And I guess the thing that really helped us was we took a capital campaign. That was a kind of a movement in faith. We're hoping that we could raise maybe $200,000. This would be from the people in the parish. But we raised people's hearts, they opened their hearts, and we raised over $500,000. So we were able to go forth and to build this new church. And so there was always a lot of excitement. A lot of people are very proud of it. It is really, to me, just a beautiful, beautiful place to be. Very beautiful. And so so we'll go through that. But I guess a parish has to build on working on reaching out. Evangelization is one of our big things. As people of God, we are called to spread the good news. And so I'd like to go over some of the activities that we do in the parish to give you a sense of that. We have, actually, COVID has changed so much as it's changed everything around the country. We used to, before the COVID, we would have two masses, one at 9, and we still have two masses, one at 9, which is English Mass, and one at 12, which is the Spanish Mass. The English Mass, we would have about 120 people, young and old, diverse. In the Spanish Mass, we were getting up to 300 people to the Spanish Mass. So we had really grown. Now, we looking at numbers, we get about half in each church Mass now, about 60 in the 9 o'clock Mass and about 150 in this afternoon Mass, 12 o'clock Mass. So there's always a challenge to have a bilingual parish, to have both communities feel that they are together and they are one. So that's something we always have to work on, try to have joint socials as well as sometimes joint celebrations at the Mass. We have, I have Father Charles Akesh, who is our associate, and he has just come back. He was in Kenya for a few weeks, and he is back. He's on quarantine right now, but it's good to have him back. And we so there's two of us, and this is a parish that is good for a young priest. He was ordained a year and a half ago. This is a good place that they can get to have opportunity for sacramental ministry as well as a diverse ministry among people. So we have a diversity. We had a meeting on Wednesday, Holy Family Ministries meeting, and that was to talk about, we had a big yard sale just recently. The yard sale is to help with the Christmas programs. A lot of work yard sales, huh? We made about $3,000, but that will go into Christmas baskets as well as Thanksgiving baskets as well as angel tree. We're going to buy, some of the proceeds, we're going to buy a new manger scene for the church. So, but those things at Christmas time, we do have a lot of outreach there. We had going to the jail, local jail, and also one of the prisons in the area, but that has stopped because of the well, there's Ken. That has stopped because of the COVID problem, and so we are not able to do that at this time. Also, I had a radio program, and 10-minute radio program. It was to me it was good. I don't have it right now because I went away, and so I don't have the program right now. But it was in a good time slot. It was Friday afternoon, and it was right at 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock you would have the death notices. At 4, right after that, you would have swap shop. And these were, people love to listen to death notices and swap shop. And if, I guess people want to see if their name's on the death list or death notice list or whatever. But anyway, and so it was a good time. And it was very good. I just don't know if anybody listens to you. You start talking and talking and talking, and you wonder if anybody's out there. I still don't know. I know one guy, when I was at a different church, I was at a missionary Baptist church, I was talking to somebody, and the guy said, "I know your voice." And he said, "You're from radio." And I said, "Oh, I was so edified. It was just made my day." And he said, "I know your voice. I've heard it on radio." And so we have had, that's been great outreach. Also, we work at a soup kitchen in Salina, where I generally just go and eat there. I can't say I work there, but I go and sit with the people. But then again, that's changed. But I have a seminarian with me at Novice, and he's working at food pantry in one of our close towns here, Westmoreland. He goes over there, and even today he was out. One of his ministries is to go to these restaurants and to talk to people at breakfast time, and try to get to know people. So I think in this day and age we have to be very creative in ministry. One of the things that we had with the COVID, we've had over 50 members of the parish with COVID. And so one of the things we did was people would call in their food orders. And so I would go, or somebody else would go, and we would get the food or whatever they had on the list. And we would take it to them. Also, for some people wanted to receive communion, so we would put a Pix there in their mailbox, and they would come out and get the Pix and receive Holy Communion. But it was good. Going to the Walmart to buy food, I would get a lot of baby food or something like that, depending. And people said, "Well, I didn't know you had children." And I said, "Well, actually, everyone's our children in a sense. Huh? We're all family." So I think that was a tough time for us, and we actually we survived it. We do distancing, we do masks, we do hand sanitizer, we check people's temperatures, and all those things we do. But we have been reopened since the end of May, and so that's been good. Today I have 2 baptisms at 12 and a quinceañera at 2. Quinceañera is when a young girl at 15 becomes, when she has a special celebration for 15 years. So it's to me, it's like a wedding without a groom, but it is a great celebration and a great time of catechesis to help them know a little bit about their faith the tradition that is really steeped in a blessing, asking God's blessings upon a young lady, and also asking our Blessed Mother to bless her also. So we, religious education, we have we just started our children back again for religious education. And so we have a lot of children for that, mostly Hispanic children. We have for the last month, we've had First Communions 5 every Sunday. So we did not have many people at one time because of the COVID. So instead of we had 24 that made First Communion, we'd have 5 each Sunday. And so that worked out really well. It kind of makes them a little bit special. Tomorrow is our last group, I think, tomorrow. So that's good. We know confirmation, all those sacraments, we don't know what we're going to get. We have the bishop might come here and do that. We'll have to wait and see. So the children, I believe, we want to include more and more, and we're looking for a pastoral associate to work a lot with our young people, our teenagers and young adults. That would be a great hope if we could have that. So we're looking for that. We just started advertising that because we had a deacon here who just moved on about a month and a half ago. And we have adult education we have a scripture study going on and a catechism study going on for our adults. In the Hispanic community, we just had a parish mission that got finished yesterday, a family that was here to do that. Glenmary has been very good for us to help reach out with the poor with donations we've received. There's one priest from Missouri that has given money that we use to help the poor. My brother Larry, who lives here, does that. And then also for like the COVID, the Glenmary donors helped us very much in having money for that to be able to reach out to the people. Because when you can't work, I would tell people, some people wanted to get back to work. I said, we'll pay your rent so that you don't go to work. Because, it might be easy to say, don't go to work, but if you don't have any money, what do you do? And so I think we have to really try to help in a very special way. And so that is something that we have done. And so there's many facets. Each day is so different. Each day is wonderful. One of our parishioners who works here a lot has helped this lady who had some hard times. And anyway, she was going to jail. She was going to court this week. And so he had asked me, he was away, he said, she's going to court and she wants somebody to stay with her dogs while she's in court. So I went over and I sat next to her car and kept an eye on the dogs while she was in court. But I was able to do other things too at that time. So that's the greatness of small town, small parish. And we try to encourage people to be light and hope. I personally go out a lot to the camps, the tobacco camps. And so I believe that some of the tobacco workers, they all come here with visas. They all come with visas, temporary visas, but they don't have much say. They the only thing they know is Walmart and the fields. It's about all they know. So that's been a great ministry for me for many years here in this area with tobacco workers. And so I've known them they come back each year. I've been to their houses in Mexico. And so to me, we develop a good relationship. Many times they can't get to church because there's no way for them to get to church. There's no transportation. And that you're at the mercy of the boss. And so they bring them in buses, school buses to Walmart. You'll see them coming to Walmart on Sunday afternoon. And that's about it. That's the only time you see them really away from the camp. So that's been good for me. It's one of the things is we're always encouraging people to do outreach. We're always encouraging people to share their faith. I believe that by evangelization is a great way for that. For example, I have Genaro right here. Genaro it would help me with the prison, the jail ministry here. And so he started a dinner on Christmas and Easter. We provide meals for everybody in the jail. That's 220 people. So we've had tremendous response of people that would come and prepare the meal, and we would actually serve it. We would go in and we would go to each place and bring the meal. Now, to me, it's been very positive because the people in the jail don't get much at all in terms of outside attention. Um, and so I've had people that have been in jail that have come out and said that was sometimes the most meaningful time they had that year, that they had somebody actually come and give them a meal. We would sing a couple hymns, Christmas hymns or Easter hymns, depending, and then just talk to them, and we move on to the next area. So we also try, when somebody gets out of jail, that we try to support them so that they don't um, go into, have support so they won't go back to jail. So we'll do whatever. I've taken people to work and things of that nature so that make sure, that it's all right saying, no, don't get back to jail, but you have to be there to support them. As well as people that have, women have sought abortions. We always say, well, what can we do to give you other options? What can we do so that you will have that child? And so there's a whole kind of gamut of things to think about and ways to reach out. The Ministerial Association, we try to work together. We've been trying for a long time to have a homeless shelter here. We have homeless shelters in the area, but not here in Lafayette. So we have many people that might spend the night outside. We have one woman who she sleeps at Walmart every night, outside of Walmart in her car with her dog, and she seems very happy about that, comfortable about that. So we help her with other things, food and whatever that we can help her. So we even have a small food pantry here at the church where we try to help people with. I find people are very generous. They're very kind. They're just amazing. The food. One of our two of our parishioners, this is a woman that's 88 and her son about 62, and they're poor. I know they live in a real small house in the middle of the woods. You have to park your car and walk about 10, 15 minutes. But they always give us food to give out to the poor. Food that you think would be, for them. And then our mission in Salina is right by Dale Hollow Lake. And so being from Cincinnati, we have a lot of people that come to church that are the visitors that are to Dale Hollow. They'll say, where are you from? Cincinnati or Indiana. And so we do have a lot of people that have that connection coming here. And Dale Hollow is a beautiful lake. And Salina, you would love the church in Salina. It's on a hill. And we only have about 25 parishioners. They come from 3 counties. And so, but only 25 parishioners. But they're wonderful people from all over. And they come. Then Brother Craig is just moved. He's our neighbor now, down in Trousdale County. So he's the first Catholic minister, I think, to live there, if I'm not mistaken. He'll tell you more tomorrow. But that's a wonderful addition. We have people from that county who come to church here, as well as Smith County, which Father Don Trano will be starting a new church adventure there. And so that will be wonderful too, because we have people that come from that county also. We have people that one family travels an hour and a half to get here. So in this part of Tennessee, there's 5 counties that border Macon and Clay County that do not have the Catholic Church. And so there's a lot of need. We're very excited about those 2 counties, Trousdale and Smith. Actually been part of my prayer that they would have a presence, and they will, or they are. And so that's just really good. So here, up north, you hear about churches closing, and here in the south, churches need to be open. And so the bishop is really open to have churches open here in this area. So anyway, I'm going to try to get you on here, okay? And Genaro, you want to say anything? Genaro helps in many things. He's the one that does he did the dinners at the jail, and also at the for Christmas and Easter. He did that. He started that his own. In fact, there was a story about him on in the challenge. So about 3 years ago. So anyway, he's going to be my guide. Okay. ¿Quiere decir algo en español?
¿Puedes hablar en español?
Huh? Did you speak Spanish? Anyway.
Ok, la razón de que vamos a las prisiones para que conozcan el amor de Cristo.
He said the reason why we went to jail is that they would know the love of Jesus.
Que muchas veces no tienen un encuentro.
Many times they do not encounter the Lord.
Entonces, por eso muchas veces cuando no conocen el amor de Cristo, o sea, no le encuentran sentido a su vida.
See, when they don't know the love Jesus has for them, it affects their life and how they do it.
Y por eso muchas veces hacen cosas desagradables.
So many times they want to bring very beautiful things to them.
Y sus acciones hacen que vayan a la cárcel.
So these are some of the things experienced people in jail. And that's true. When I think of sometimes people in jail, they're there for sometimes things that maybe I did, maybe going too fast or whatever, so I thank God I'm not in jail. So thank you. Should we start? Should we try this? That's
yeah.
Okay. You're going to take care. Okay, we're putting you on Zoom here, and I feel so encouraged now that I'm actually able to do some things. Oh, there I am. Okay. So we're going to take a walk around church, if that's okay. I use a cane, so I don't walk too fast, but that's okay. This is my office. You don't have to, but we're going to go out and look around. I think there might be 1 or 2 people in church praying. So I don't know how we'll do that. We'll just try to respect them and kind of go around. But this is a great thing. I just am always excited when I go into church here. It's like, it's so beautiful. Church is the people, but this is a beautiful place for people to come, and to have mass, but also to have other things too, celebrations in the community. And so to me, it's just a real wonderful thing. So let's try it. And I guess I need to take off the audio. I don't know. Let's see. Call over net. I don't know. It says call over. Well, I'm going to start walking it. I'm going to see if you can hear me. If not, we'll do something, okay?
It says it's connecting to audio, so it should be okay.
Okay. Oh, I see that.
What happens.
Oh, I was kind of nervous about getting this done. If this actually would happen, it looks like it will, huh?
We'll see.
It's still not connected, though, is it? Connected.
No, it just says it's trying to connect, but it's not connected yet.
It says call over internet or dial in. Do I need to dial?
Call over internet. Try call over internet.
Okay.
There you go. So now you're on.
I hear you. Okay, well, okay, we're going to walk, okay?
Okay, but we can't see a picture yet.
Oh, I see your picture. Okay. That's we don't see nothing. Okay. Take it.
There we go.
Oh. Okay. Boy, my voice sounds bad. I really. Oh. Okay. Oh, this is. Oh, let me go. This is the office. Okay. And this is my office. It's not nothing really beautiful to look at. Let's come over here. We're going to the office.
We don't see a picture, Father Vic.
No, you can't see my picture anymore, huh? Oh, yeah. Let's see if it's coming on.
Oh, wait, maybe I can turn it on. Just a second. There we go.
Okay.
Yes, very good.
Okay, this is just the secretary's office. And we're going to come down. We're going to come down, and this is one of the entrances. Well, let me see. This is one of the side entrances here at the church. Okay, over here is another office um, where Father Charles's office is. Over here is the kitchen, and we have a nice sized kitchen. The lights here are on timers, and so sometimes it's kind of crazy for me. They open when you come into a room, and after an hour and a half, they go automatically turn off unless you re-hit them, or you know. So anyway, let's come over here to the. Can you see? Okay.
Yes.
This is the big hall, and we've had some wonderful celebrations here, but now we do not because of the COVID, and so there's no tables up. It's a big hall, and to me, it really serves the needs of the people very well. We're going to keep walking. Over here, we have the shrine of Our Lady of Guadalupe. For that celebration this year, we'll have many, many people come to that. So that is a beautiful shrine. Let us keep walking. And over here we have classrooms. We have 6 classrooms. So this building has a hall, classrooms, and so this is wonderful because before in the old church, our classes were wherever we could find space, basically. And so this is a double office here. And let me see if there's a light. So this is actually a double classroom. We can divide it and to see it. Okay. So it gives us plenty of room, which we really appreciate. We're gonna take you outside here. Let us continue our walk, and we're going to go over to the outside. We have this beautiful cross. As we walk around, we're still thinking of new things to do for the church. Maybe some more paintings and things of that nature. But this is, for whatever reason, we could not put a cross on top of the church. So we put this beautiful crucifix. Now it's raining a little bit. Let's see. Let me take that. I'll take that. Okay. He's going to take you to the crucifix. As you can see, that's a very beautiful crucifix that's lit up at night. It has a solar light, and people all over can see that. You see that okay?
Yes.
And this is the outside of the church. It's raining a little bit. We'll go inside. There's someone praying in church at this time, but I'll ask them if we can turn the lights on and show you around. The total price of the church, we never thought it'd be as expensive. It was about $1,900,000, but we've been able to get that down to $500,000 of the debt. So that's something we keep doing, and people have been very generous. So I believe we can do that. The hope is out here, if you could show the front, out here, we will build a bigger church someday. So this was the first phase, and eventually we'll have a bigger church put out here in the front. That is the hope. So we had to think of that when we were building this, to look for the future also. Are you able to hear okay?
Yes.
Okay, let's go back in. And that is, we missed the celebration. So excuse me, Jack. Is it okay if I turn on the lights? This is we're on a video. We're on us there. This is a group from listening to us. So you're going to show them. Just regular. Yes. If you look to the side here, everything from this church was pretty much donated. These are all the Stations of the Cross were bought from the parish in Philadelphia. They gave it to us as a gift, as well as a crucifix behind the altar, which is a gift. These pews came from Indiana. They also are a gift. We had to redo them. A lot of work went into that, but thank God we were able to do it. Some of them have cushions, the ones that do not are the ones we do not sit in on Sunday at this time is COVID. We have a statue of Mary and Joseph that were donated. The altar is from the old church, so we took the middle piece and we extended the altar. We built new pieces on it. So this is a great place. Behind the altar is a blue color. And Jackie was just saying she takes care of the flowers so much. We have beautiful flowers, some real and some artificial. So that's really great. We have a sacristy here, and we have a little prayer room on the other side. Unfortunately, that's been used more as a storage area with some of the cushions of the new pews. So we hope to use that more in the future. We'll kind of go back and we have a choir here at both masses. I think they sing very well. And they practice a lot. We do have, you can find our dedication on the, you can find on the YouTube, it's Holy Family First Dedication, and that's September 21st, 2019. Holy Family Prayer. So we're going to go back to the office at this time, and if you have any questions, I'll be glad to try to answer as accurately as I can. So, here we go. Can you hear me too on this?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to turn this off.
Yes, please.
I hope you were able to see that okay.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Thank you. I just got a note that one of our parishioners in Salina just died today.
Oh.
Okay, I guess the host would. Okay, should I unmute? Hello? Yes.
Oh, hi.
Okay. I mean, I said Bob Schmidt. who died. And so I just got that right now. Well, how can you hear me?
Looking
Okay?
at the ceiling, Father Vic.
Let me
Two videos.
He sat down.
turn that on.
Oh.
No? Well, I'm gonna get rid of this guy here, huh?
So it was coming from him all along, that beeping.
Okay. I'm sorry. Let me see if,
Father Vic,
can you hear me now?
Father Vic,
Yes, Ken.
if you just turn off your phone right now, then we can hear you from the previous device.
There we go. It's off.
Very good. Yes. Now there's no echo.
Thank you. Well, anyway, that was a short tour. I don't know if you can appreciate the fullness of it, of the church, but any questions you might have, I'd be glad to answer.
Yes, Joe.
Go ahead. Oh.
Was that Holy Family?
Is that Holy Family Church?
Family.
Okay.
Okay, we've been trying to follow on the map here where you're at.
Holy
It's,
Family Lafayette.
So it's spelled like Lafayette.
Yes.
Lafayette?
It's Lafayette here. There's Lafayette, L-A-F-A-Y.
Yeah,
Yes.
just like Lafayette.
And I never did see a Salida. Is that in Tennessee or somewhere else?
It is. If you go east, it is east 38 miles east
Okay.
Oh, next door.
on 52. That's
Okay.
neighboring county. Glenmary has just one church in each county.
Gotcha.
Oh, there it is.
So that's a small county. That's about, what happened there was a lady that lived on the lake, and she asked the bishop if she wanted a church, and he said, if you pay for it, we'll build it. So she paid for it, and she had the church. And so it's a small town. It's a poor town, also very poor. It's about, I guess, about 1,700 people, and about 7,200 people in the county. So it was a very beautiful county. It has lots of hills. To me, it's very Appalachian. So, so I go over there, and I go over there, twice a week. We're going over there with children.
Still not. It's not popping up.
It's a small town. If you go in Tennessee 52,
Right.
it's right from Lafayette. You just go east, and you go for big. Actually, one of our towns here, Red Bowling Spring.
Oh, you call Salina? Is that what it is?
Yes, CEL.
Oh, I thought it was Salida. Okay.
Oh, no wonder.
No wonder.
Okay.
Red Bowling Spring at one time was the #1 tourist attraction in the state of Tennessee because they had mineral baths. And 100 years ago, they had 17 old hotels, and now there's still 3 standing. And they're really wonderful. They're bed and breakfast places.
Huh.
Selena?
That's a bit of history here. Red Bowling Spring, that's 10 miles from Lafayette going that way.
Gotcha. Thank you, Bob.
Well, thank you. I any questions you might have, or
Very beautiful church, Father.
oh, we're very proud of it. Very proud of it.
That cross out front is something to behold.
Yes, and that came from a man in Indiana, a company in Indiana. I maybe didn't see, but I like that. It's good to have a cross on top, but this is a crucifix that we can put on there, and that is very good. So,
Very nice.
so we're very blessed to have it. And it's even on a rainy day, it shines, so that's good.
Well, the walk outside answered my question. I was wondering what the topography was like, if it was hilly like in eastern Tennessee, but it's not.
There's some places in the county where it is hilly, and other places, no. Here, this property is not hilly. But you go to some of the places, even southern part of our county, it gets very hilly. So it varies kind of much where you're at.
But it's not like Tapajapa.
No, it's not. No, we're not. But this is still considered an Appalachian county.
Oh.
It's the last one going east, according to the Appalachian Commission.
High hill.
I mean, last one going west. It's the last county going west. It's very good county. There's very few African Americans in this county, very few. We have quite a few Hispanic people in the county because of the agriculture and construction workers. It's you try to get, one of your things is to try to get involved in the county. This is kind of when you move to a place, is to get involved. And they asked me about 3 months ago if I would be on the beer commission. Now, I didn't think that would be good for a Catholic priest to say part of the beer commission. But what it is they don't sell alcohol. They sell beer here, but not alcohol, wine or alcohol. And so the commission is that if somebody applies, like from a gas station, to sell beer, you have to go through the paperwork and see if they qualify. But I asked them to, put my picture in the newspaper, and maybe we could change the name to something else besides the beer commission.
Spirit commission.
Because here, many people feel that drinking is definitely a wrong thing to do. And
We only have one spirit.
pardon me?
Yeah.
The spirit committee.
Spirit committee, there you go.
There
I
you
like it very much, huh? But that could be anything.
go. Yeah.
So that could be anything. So that has been something that, you always think to myself as a missioner, as a priest, I represent more than just myself. I represent a whole community, a whole church. And so people, I think, look to see how you do what you do, how you relate to people, anything like that. So you always want to try. To me, I feel as I represent the church, I need to put forth a good picture of myself. But also, we have to be willing to challenge some things that might be happening in the community that might not be really good. So I think the people in this area, we have a large population that are poor, and for whatever reason, they stay poor. We have also a lot of people that might be having the challenge of using drugs also.
When does the baby food factory open?
It's a French company, and I don't know, the sign's up now, so it should be soon. They put the sign up, and I forget the name of the company now. It's a baby food company from France.
Are they going to market their food here?
Yes.
Are you going to go and introduce yourself and ask for donations for your community?
That's a good idea, very good idea. We need you to come down here and help us, That's a good idea. Yes.
Yeah. There's probably going to be people from your parish that are going to be working there.
I would imagine so.
We have Procter & Gamble in Cincinnati, and they're very good about doing that.
Well, this might be a competition for Procter & Gamble, huh?
That's all right. That's okay.
I'll let you know the name of it. If I can send it to Julie, and she can maybe send you the name.
I can probably Google it.
You could Google French Baby Food Company. It's in Red Boiling Springs. It's a little town. It was 10 miles away. Before, Nestle Water did their water. That's where they got the bottled water there because of the natural springs. But they closed about a year ago, and this new company bought that facility. So,
and it's called Red what?
Red Boiling Springs. Red Boiling Springs.
Oh, boiling.
Boiling Springs.
It's like West Virginia.
Company come and go a lot. They come and go, and that can be a hardship.
Yeah.
We have an egg factory here. We have a factory that makes mobile homes, and we have a lot of we have a hospital here which is growing. We have stores. There is the growth here. There is growth. There's all the time it's new houses going up. So there is growth. But that's because of the influence of Nashville, I believe. Maybe if anybody want to be a country singer, we can give you an opportunity.
How are the schools there, the public schools?
I believe they're okay. I don't think they're excel. They're at the top of the list, but they're not at the bottom of the list. I believe they're in the middle. We have more and more children studying at home, as because of the COVID and everything. But I believe the schools are pretty good. One of the sad things that happened was that They had the graduation about a month later, and the principal was there, and he had the COVID, but he didn't know. He was shaking everybody's hand. And so that really happened a lot. Another thing is, too, at the church here, they had a revival, where they were all holding hands and hugging and no mask and everything. And over 60 members of that church got the COVID. So we had over 1,000 people in this county that have had that, which I think is a very big number for about 24,000 people. So I pray that for the people that have it, as well as I don't get it either. Although I pray for it.
Well, our pastor here got it.
Did he?
Yeah, but he had a very mild case.
What church do you belong to?
I belong to St. Matthias. It's part of a region, St. Matthias,
Oh,
Our
sure.
Lady of the Rosary, and St. James.
Yes,
And
8 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry.
he noticed that he couldn't smell and taste. That was, yeah, but I don't think he even noticed a fever.
Yeah. I
You
was
know,
ordained at Holy Rosary Church. I was ordained there.
oh, okay. Well, a lot of the Glenmarians have been ordained at St. Matthias.
Right, St. Matthias.
I'm wondering if that African priest you were talking about that had been ordained a year and a half ago, if he was one of the ones that was ordained.
He was ordained, but he was ordained at up in
Thank
Sacred Heart, Sacred Heart
that's right, yes.
on
Thank-
Millis Road.
Yeah, I know. And some of them have been ordained at St. John Newman.
Yes.
Mhm.
Glenmary, we use a lot of different places. We do.
We love you to come and share your goodwill and your love of people. You
Well,
can
I would
really
Yeah.
love to talk to the Glenmary priest. You always have time. You're not in a hurry to go to a meeting.
We've been adopted here by St. Bernard's out there in,
Oh, uh-huh,
in 74, right? 74.
right. Down the big hill.
Yeah, Father Don. And they've been very kind to us. We've been up there to help them with their fall festival, their spring festival. And they've been here for helping with the Bible school. One of the great things is we have a Bible school group comes from Maryland. It's 35 teenagers, about 7 adults. And they do a Bible school every year, and we get 200 children. We go
Wow.
they bring their vans, they pick up kids, they pay for everything. It is just a marvelous gift that we get. Marvelous gift, right? I think we missed it this year because of the virus.
Yeah, of course.
And everybody wants to know, when are we going to have that? So
When we get back to normal,
that's right.
whatever that is.
Yes.
I found the name of the baby food company.
Ah.
Baby Nov, N-O-V, Baby Nov USA, purchased the Nestle Waters plant, and they hope to open in mid-2021.
Ah,
Oh,
so you know more than I do.
Good.
It
she
says
Googled it.
first
She
location
Googled it.
in so I guess it's the first location in the United States. Who knows?
Could be right here, Red Bull Springs.
Put you on the map.
I know.
How's your French, Father?
We have Father Francois, and we have, maybe he can help me. He's one of our priests in Glenmary.
Because they probably will send folks from France, to set up the place. So,
Glenmary's philosophy is to minister whatever the needs of the people. If they have French people, I guess somehow we're going to have to learn French to minister to them, or at least celebrate Mass. I'm glad Brother Craig is close by. He can take care of that. He can help translate.
Yeah, I don't know about this German here. I don't know.
Does anybody here speak Spanish or French or anything? Good. Are you raised in Texas or?
El Paso, Texas. El Paso, Texas.
Oh, beautiful. I love going to Mexico. I love going to Mexico.
Border city.
Yeah. I know places farther south, and it's kind of like a pilgrimage. I go and I just help, visit people I know. This summer, I was trying to have an outside project. This summer, I was raising money for a water well in Zimbabwe, and I made the goal. People gave money towards it. I met a religious brother when I was on sabbatical from Zimbabwe, This village had no water, no water. So the people in the parish helped and other things to raise money for that. And so the people from that village used to walk 7 miles to get a bucket of water. Will now have water.
Wow.
Did you go for the dedication?
No, I can't go. No, it's Zimbabwe, but it's good.
To do a Zoom meeting. A Zoom meeting.
Oh, that's good. These people are very poor. They never had any water. The ground, they hardly ever get any rain, and so. But it's just great to know. I don't know the people; they'll never know me. But just to know that they'll have water just makes me very, very excited. So I try to do an outside project every year, or as you know, whatever. I do a lot of work, legal work, really, and I try to do that. So people don't like to go to pay money to a lawyer, but they'll give, I'll try to do something free, even though it might not be done as well as I'd like to do. So
I hope you have a tip jar on the desk.
the temperature.
I hope you have a tip jar.
Oh,
You know, they can, an offering.
well, that's yeah. You need to come down here. We need you here. We need you to help us, huh? Say goodbye to Cincinnati. We'll find you a nice place.
Oh, good.
So
I grew up in Asheville, so I like the South.
Asheville, North Carolina. A
Yes.
beautiful city. Beautiful city. So
Well, it's not like it was when I lived there. They've gotten a little too hippie for me.
uh-huh.
Hippie. Is that what you said?
Hippie, yes. Artsy. Oh, well,
Well, there's a lot of art, yeah.
almost said a word.
Artsy fartsy.
Yeah.
You know, this is great to have the Zoom. You know, you can meet people even though you meet them by Zoom, and that's a really good thing. That's really good. So,
Yeah. But see, Father, like you, I have to use one of these.
goodbye.
Here's to you.
Yeah.
Your
Is there
social.
anything else you'd like to ask?
I like that church. That's a better looking church than we have.
Well, then for sure you should move.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, everyone, our next session is at 1 o'clock. So I don't know if you want to continue talking or have a little break.
I need to go fix lunch for my husband.
What's at 1 o'clock, Julie?
Father Aaron's talk.
Ah, that'd be very good.
Okay, I'll be back for 1 o'clock then.
Me too.
No.
See you later. Thank you, Father Vic.
I thank you for spending your day here.
Thank
And, you know, I know you all have busy things to do. Thank you very much for being here.
Nice to
Thank
meet
you for sharing.
And
Thank
if
you.
you ever want to come and visit, we'd be very happy to have you.
We know where to go.
Yeah,
That's
thank
right.
you.
We got the map.
That's right. The map will tell you. That's
Yeah.
right.
Thank you, Father.
God bless. Thank you, Julian. Thank you for everything. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you later. Father Vic, you did a great job.
Thank you very much. It was nice to talk to you all. I like to
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You
Thank
take
you.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.